Today's day 7, and because it's the 7th day, I'm dedicating it to faith, the force that keeps you moving when everything tells you to stop. If you're chasing something great, there will be moments of doubts, moments where you question if you're even cut out for it. Faith is what turns those moments into momentum. For me personally, my faith is my relationship with Jesus Christ. And last month, actually, I decided to go to church for 30 days straight, every single day. It's not my usual. I usually go every Sunday, but this time I wanted to go because I was feeling very stuck, very blocked. Like I had so many ideas, but I had no flow. I couldn't get to the point of actually taking action on them. And I think I was just super overwhelmed with everything around me that I decided to go to the one place where I know I can't bring a phone in, I know I won't have any distractions, and I can sit there in silence. No pressure to pray, no pressure to read the Bible, just to be present. And in that silence, something shifted. I started to feel peace coming back and a lot of clarity. And I realized that I was putting so much pressure on myself that I had to do this and I had to be perfect and I have to make sure that I can actually finish this challenge if I'm gonna do it. Then I realized that it's not about me. It's about something greater than I am. And once I got to that realization, that's actually when I launched 100 Bold. It was after my 30 days of church. Faith didn't quiet me, it activated me. See, when you decide to do something bold, life pushes back. You'll think, I can't quit this job. What if I fail? I can't post this video. What if they laugh? Or I can't take that leap. What if I fall? And faith says, jump anyway. Because sometimes God doesn't calm the storm. He teaches you how to surf it. Faith isn't about waiting for the right time. Faith actually creates the right time. It's the fuel that drives bold people past fear, past doubt, past risk, past logic. Everyone wants the highlight reel, but nobody sees the hallway season. The waiting, the stretching, the silence. That's where faith gets real. Because faith doesn't grow when things get easy. It grows when everything looks impossible and you move anyway. You don't need more certainty. You need more faith in the one who called you. There was a moment when I almost gave up. I had my whole camera set up, same thing, this exact time last year. And I froze. And I started thinking to myself, nobody cares. What's the point of doing this? I don't really have much to say. But in that silence, I realized that I was trying to do something bold without bringing God into it. And the second I brought my faith back into what I'm doing, fear lost its power. But it took me 1 full year to realize that. We all say we have faith until life tests us. But faith isn't some theory, it's motion. It's stepping out before you see the bridge. In the Bible, Abraham walked away from comfort with nothing but a promise. Peter stepped out of a boat in the middle of chaos. That's faith. It's movement before proof. And we don't have to go back that far. Think about Bethany Hamilton. She lost her arm to a shark at 13 years old. The world thought it was over, but she believed that God wasn't done with her story. She got back on the board and she was stronger than before. That's faith, trusting there's purpose in the pain. Think about Tyler Perry. He was sleeping in his car, rejected over and over again, still writing plays that no one came to see. He didn't quit because faith was bigger than his circumstances. He believed that his story wasn't done yet, that if God planted that dream in him, he'd find a way for it to grow. That's faith, working while you wait. And think of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in a cell. And when he came out, he chose forgiveness over revenge. And that's faith too. Not the kind that you just preach, but the kind that you live. All three of them remind us that faith isn't about what you say, it's about what you stand on when everything shakes. That's why scripture says we live by faith, not by sight. Because sight will always show you what is, but faith reminds you of what can be. Fear says, wait until you're ready. But faith says, start, and readiness will meet you on the road. Fear says, protect what you have. But faith says, plant it and God will multiply it. Faith isn't pretending that you're fearless. It's believing that there's purpose in the process. It's trusting that even when it doesn't make sense, God's still in control. Maybe you're stuck in a job that looks impressive but just drains your spirit. Fear says, stay, it's safer here. But faith whispers and says, there's something more for you on the other side. Maybe you've been creating in silence and no one's watching. Fear says, stop wasting your time. But faith says, keep showing up, you're building muscle. Or maybe you're holding on to a relationship that just no longer brings you peace. Fear says, you'll end up alone. But faith says, if it's meant for you, it'll stay. And if it's not, God has better. Now, faith isn't the same as being bold. Bold is the move, and faith is the reason you move. Bold is standing on the edge and jumping. Faith is knowing that there's something greater that's waiting to catch you. Bold gets you started, and faith keeps you going. You can be bold once, that's courage. But staying bold every day, that's faith. Because faith keeps your heart steady when everything wavers. It reminds you that even when the doors close, you're still on the right path. Faith is that little voice in your head that tells you, keep going. This matters. That's why you need both. Boldness is how you act, and faith is how you last. So maybe you're standing at a crossroad right now. Faith is that small voice that's telling you, go anyway. Maybe no one's clapping for you yet. Faith says, keep showing up. The crowd comes after the consistency. Maybe everything feels uncertain. Faith says this is where miracles begin. And faith doesn't sit still. It builds, it moves, it acts. It turns ordinary moments into divine setups. Those 30 days at church taught me something pretty powerful. It taught me that faith isn't about waiting for the signs. It's just becoming one. It's choosing to speak up and show up and trust that God will meet you on the road. Because every step that you take in faith will unlock something that standing still never will. And I realized that the block that I had wasn't creative, it was actually spiritual. And once I stopped trying to control the outcome, everything started to flow again. And if you're watching, I want you to hear me clearly. Faith doesn't make life easy. It makes you unstoppable. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need the courage to take the next step. Because when you walk by faith, doors open that fear could never touch. And from here on out, we move by faith. So this is 100 Bold, and this is day 7, and I'm so grateful that you're here. And if you kept watching, I so appreciate you because you're witnessing my own journey. And at the same time, I hope that this inspires you to start your own streak, because I know we're all given a gift. And you have everything you need around you to make it happen and to share that gift with the world. So comment day 7 out of 100 and start your own streak. Let's crush it. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m.